August 14, 2019, breaking news from U.S. Today. Measles outbreak. As students head back to school, U.S. and world officials warn us about the risks. Even though the USA has seen the measles virus before, the reason why it's causing such a health crisis are because parents are deciding not to get their children vaccinated. Viruses play a major role in protecting our bodies from deadly viruses that had killed millions in the past year. In my presentation, I will be explaining how vaccines play a role in herd immunity, contact, and reoccurring epidemics and outbreaks, and how this connects to why students should be prohibited from schools if they are unvaccinated. So, what is herd immunity? According to Professor Hort at Eastern Illinois University, herd immunity is the protection of all through the immunization of most. So this basically means that most of the population is vaccinated and a smaller portion of the population is unvaccinated due to probably if they have health problems where they cannot be vaccinated. The World Health Organization explains why vaccine hesitancy and the anti-vaccination movement is so lethal is because it overall weakens the herd immunity. And a weakened herd immunity causes more risk for outbreaks, not only for the unvaccinated, but it can get so severe that it can actually affect vaccinated people as well because the virus is transmitted through many people and the protein coating on the outside of the virus can actually mutate, causing there to be a new strain. And usually vaccines are only for one strain, so if there's a new strain, most of the time that vaccine cannot protect that person from the new strain virus. According to American Academy of Pediatrics, there are potential harms done to children if a child is unvaccinated. Firstly, if a child is unvaccinated and becomes infected, it poses a threat to children that are immunized. Basically, this could be due to allergies or if they have an autoimmune problem or if their parents just don't want them to be vaccinated. Secondly, even in communities with a strong herd immunity, there can be a risk that the vaccine didn't create full immunity or that the person's no longer immune. That's why there's a such thing as booster shots, because many times vaccines affect people differently. Sometimes their body just doesn't take the vaccine and they are still susceptible to the virus. Now, herd immunity plays a major part in the school system, but another part is the contact students have with each other in this such close setting. According to Dr. Joan Robinson, respiratory spread is the most common spread of viruses, and this is for infections such as influenza, mumps, measles, rubella, even the coronaviruses are all respiratory spread, and they're spread by these small respiratory droplets that are airborne and they're very contagious. Another spread is erratic spread, also known as foodborne. And Dr. Joan Robinson basically explains is that if a child doesn't wash their hands after using the restroom, or if a staff member doesn't wash their hands after helping a child in the restroom or changing a child's diaper, the pathogen is usually found on their hands. And many times children's a lot touch things or they touch other children, and that allows the virus to primarily spread. Now, with the contact children have in schools, many viruses are again transmitted from student to student because they're in such close contact. Now, with many unvaccinated children in the school, an epidemic can occur. PLOS Medicine explains that prior to the development of the measles vaccine, the measles actually resulted in 5 to 8 million deaths per year. And if a child is vaccinated and develops the virus, usually no symptoms occur or the symptoms are very mild, such as a cold, causing the mortality rate to go down to basically zero due to the vaccine and almost eradicating this virus until parents decided not to get their children vaccinated for the measles virus, and now the measles virus is actually coming up in mortality rate. BMC Infectious Diseases share that in the Netherlands there has been a mump epidemic, and this is a very vaccine preventable disease. This is due to a large number of Orthodox Protestant schools actually in the Netherlands. Now, their religion doesn't believe in vaccines. So many of these schools have a cluster of unvaccinated children, and this results in the spreading and transmission of this virus, and it's spreading very quickly, leading to an epidemic. Now, mostly all school systems have something where they say vaccines are not required if your religion doesn't believe in it. So many parents are actually using that as a leeway for their children not to get vaccinated. A lot of their religions actually do believe you can get a vaccine, but parents are saying on the forums that their religion doesn't allow them to get vaccines, and therefore allowing their child to go into the school unvaccinated. And a lot of parents just believe that vaccines cause autism, or they have bad chemicals in them, resulting, again, in unvaccinated children and causing a health crisis. From all this information, it is easy to show why students should be prohibited from schools if they are unvaccinated. My topic was basically explaining why students should be prohibited from schools if they're unvaccinated, and many of you guys should now understand the negative outcomes of a person if they're unvaccinated and why vaccines are so important. Now, with the pandemic occurring right now, the coronavirus, if doctors came up with a vaccine, would you get it or push it off? And if parents actually push off the vaccine and they're allowing unvaccinated kids going around with the coronavirus, how would you react? Thank you.